don't let the job requirements scare you away from applying. This is a really good point that one of our viewers, Derelict, brought up. I want to shout him out in this video. When I made the last video on a similar topic when it comes to looking for jobs, I said, don't limit yourself to the location that you're in. A lot of these jobs are fully remote. Another thing that I definitely should have brought up, and I really appreciate him for bringing it to my attention, because I totally agree. Don't let the job requirements scare you away either. And I've had some people asking me questions about, they want to apply, they want to get into this field, but they look at all the job requirements and then they just feel like there's just no way they could get there. They're just so far off. And let me be the first to tell you that, I'm really not sure if I applied to any jobs ever that I met every requirement for. A lot of times they're trying to find this ideal candidate, right? Like this ideal, perfect person. And they're not even expecting, in most cases, they're not even expecting to find someone that checks all of those boxes. And they're definitely going to make an exception if you are skilled, you know the craft, and you might be lacking in some of these areas, right? So that's the first thing. What requirements do you actually need, though, right? I don't want to just tell you, just give you this information and then that's it. I want to give you, a game plan going forward. So what I would say is that, I talk about this all the time, but you need the skill set. But more than that, you need a way to prove, to verify the skill set, to verify to a potential employer that you have the skill set as well. One of the trends that I've noticed nowadays with a lot of these jobs out there, and this is, I think, a pretty fortunate thing, a pretty positive thing, is that they have been administering technical challenges and things like that. And that is a great way to prove to them that you have the skill set. Maybe you're missing some of the requirements that were listed there. Maybe you lack in the certifications department. It might be a topic for another time. I think this industry is starting to move away from certifications a little bit and into, can you do the job or not, right? Do you have the skill set? But yeah, these challenges are a great way for you to be able to prove yourself, that you know what you're doing. But there's also tangible things that you can create, right? Because before you can even get in a situation where you can prove yourself in a challenge, you got to get past the initial filters and things like that. And that is when having, something like a blog site, a GitHub page, things like that can help a lot. And in my course coming up here in a couple weeks, I'll be announcing the exact date here soon. I will be, one of the things that I'll be providing you guys, the guys that join, is that I will be working with you guys to help build up your credibility, your tangibility, right? We're going to make sure that by the time you leave the course, you have some tangible things that you could showcase to a potential employer if you want to get into this field. So, and even if you're already in there, let me just tell you right now, even me being in the field for a while, there's definitely more that I could do to really, showcase that I know what I know, right? I need to get back in on the blog game as well, among some other things. So I'll work with you guys directly on that, but just giving you guys some advice you could follow in this video, create a blog site, right? If you're out there working on security stuff outside of your normal job hours, make that count, right? Show them, write blog posts on the things that you learn, on the topics that you learn. Not only will it be good for potential employment, but it'll also help out a lot of other people that are coming up in the field. It'll provide something to the security community. The security community is still a pretty niche thing. That's what some people need to understand, is that it is actually really niche, right? Because even though it might seem really huge, right? It's easy enough to get your name out there if you really get involved in the community. That's honestly something I need to do better about as well. Getting more involved in the forums and the Discord channels and things like that as well. The YouTube stuff really takes up a lot of time, and I always want to find whatever free time I can to actually grow my own skill set in this craft, because no one's an expert in this field, truly. That's another thing that I should mention, right? Why is it that we shouldn't let the job requirements scare us away from applying? Because no one is truly an expert in this field. I mean, I believe John Hammond even said in a recent interview that there are no experts in this field, right? If someone says they're an expert, that's the person that you should be skeptical of. And that's so true. Because this is one of those fields that it's like, and I always say this is a positive thing. This is one thing that I love about this field. But the more you know, the more you realize the things you don't know, and the more you feel like you know nothing, right? So I would view that as a positive, because you could just keep learning, keep expanding your knowledge, and that's also what makes this such a high in demand field. Not many people are going to be willing to put in the time to learn this stuff. So if you're watching these videos on your free time, you're, training yourself up with the different training platforms available, getting your hands on the keyboard and learning this stuff, you're already above so many candidates out there, honestly. Because the vast majority of people, even if they've touched, here's the thing, even if a lot of these people have touched some of these platforms before, like they have an account on Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, you don't have to do much to do more than the average person. Those people that signed up, the vast, vast majority, I would say 90%. I would honestly, as confident as to say 90% of the people on these sites, they just signed up. Maybe they did one room or one box and then they never did it again. Or maybe they did a couple, they did a few, right? Never did it again. How do I know this? Because, and I should show you guys this in one video, but on Try Hack Me, I'm in the top 4%. That's not to say I'm an elite hacker. That just means I've done the points. Your percentage is based off of how many rooms you've done. They're all worth a certain amount of points. And so out of everyone on the platform, after using Try Hack Me for 2 months, only 2 months, all right? I just played around on it every day for about 2 months. I went from a new account to top 2% at the time. I think it was top 2%. Now I haven't used it in, 6 months or so. I checked it again. It's like I'm in the top 4%. That's not to say that I'm amazing. That's just to say that I actually, put in the work on that. And most people, they're signing up for these accounts. Yeah, Hack the Box has 500,000 registered users, but that's not your competition, right? Most of these people have not put in much time. And that goes across the board, right? Most people have dabbled in things, and, very few of those people actually stuck with it long enough to get good with it. The stuck with it part is the key that I really want to highlight here. So if you are out there, you're sticking with this stuff and you're continuously showing up, it's only a matter of time before you acquire the skill set, and apply to those jobs, even if you think you're not ready. I mean, what are they going to tell you? No, right? So you just keep applying to the jobs, and you eventually start getting some interviews, and then you get better at the skill set of interviewing as well. And, the whole time on the side, you're building up your skill set. And, the more knowledge you have, the better you're going to do on the technical interviews. I know some people complain in the dev world about the interviews, them asking non-practical questions, like your algorithm type of questions where it might not be, really applicable to the job. That's not really the case in this field. From my experience, at least, and you guys can chime in with your comments down below, but from my experience, the questions that were asked on the technical interviews that I've been in were always pretty relevant, or usually pretty relevant. Sometimes you'll get the more theoretical questions on something that you might not deal with directly, but for the most part, if you can acquire the technical skill set, it will also help you during the technical interview process. So hopefully this video was of help to you guys, gave you some motivation to stick with it and to learn the skill set. If you want to accelerate yourself, I'm always trying to accelerate myself because, let's face it, time is limited. I always try to look for someone that, I like their free content, and I like what they're doing, and they have a paid option. Then I'll always consider that if I really want to go to the next level with this stuff. And that's what I'm offering for you guys. Go ahead and check out the link in the description to sign up for the waitlist for the Web Application Pen Testing Fundamentals course. You're going to learn the fundamentals from whatever level you are, complete beginner, maybe intermediate level. We're going to be really, honing in on the foundations, the fundamentals of, web app pen testing, and really helping you as well develop a solid methodology going forward to, break into this industry, or maybe get that higher salary, get to the next level. So go ahead and sign up for that if that's interesting for you. It's free to sign up for the wait list. And in another, I'm waiting on the website to finish for that for those of you that are waiting. So I would say that if everything goes well, should be next week. As of recording, this is Sunday, so it should be this coming week that I will release the enrollment period for the course, so you guys can get in on that. And then the following week, we'll get started. I'll add you guys to a Telegram group. We'll be in a private group. we could chat, and I'll let you know of all the, when we're starting. It'll be about a week after the enrollment period. And yeah, we'll get right into the content. So yeah, if you guys want to watch some videos in the meantime, scratch that itch. I got the videos on screen for you right now to get into some technical content. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.